Hello everyone, Ryan Archer, West Ham fan team, and I'm back with another transfer video to talk about all the latest West Ham United transfer news and rumours. There's a couple of stories that I've seen today, so I'm going to get straight into it. First of all, I'm going to start off with one player that I spoke about in my last transfer video, Felipe Anderson from Lazio, the 25-year-old attacking winger. Reports in Italy, an Italian newspaper or sports media, has said that the deal is very close. Don't really know how true that is, but just going off of what I've seen today, the bid is rumoured to be around 30 million euros, which is about 26.5 million, plus 8 million euros in add-ons, which is 7.1 million. Look, I said it in my last video. I've seen him play a few times, and as you do, you go on YouTube. He looks an exciting player. And if West Ham can get this deal over the line, it'll be a great signing for the club. As most of you know, I went to the West Ham ex-players game the other day in Rome, Lazio versus West Ham. I spoke to a couple of Lazio fans and they really rate him. They'd be sad to see him go, but they was quite excited to see him play for West Ham, which is it's a bit weird that, you know, one of their better players, they'd be happy to see him go to West Ham. Look, it looks like we're clear favourites to sign a Brazilian. So it's how quick we can get this deal done. It's a lot of money for West Ham, so I can see why they're not rushing it, because it's a lot of money to spend, these sort of big transfers do take a bit of time. The player is actually keen to join the club, according to reports. He'd be happy to move to the London Stadium. So it's an exciting bit of transfer news. Just want to see us get this one over the line. You know, the thing is with these deals, they can drag on a bit. I mean, we've been through it summer, transfer window after transfer window. There's always that one that drags out, and we never get it over the line. But hopefully, you know, there'll be more developments over the next few days. Hopefully, early next week. So yeah, I mean that's it. It'll be a good bit of business by West Ham. Like I said in the last video, just looking at the way he plays, he reminds me a lot of when we first signed Dimitri Payet, when I didn't really know much about Payet and looked at the videos of him, and a similar sort of player, you know. He made 32 appearances for Lazio last season, 8 goals, 10 assists in all competitions, so it would add a lot to West Ham. So we're keeping an eye on that one. Right, moving on now to a big story that broke. Young Declan Rice, the 19-year-old centre-back, young hammer of the year. It's about his contract, you know. I see the news come out this morning. I spoke to one of the players that I was with at the weekend in Rome, and he sort of mentioned this already, but I didn't want to say nothing on Twitter, but it seems to be all over it now. So it is true, he has rejected a new offer. The club want to improve it. I'll go into a little bit more on my feelings on the Declan Rice contract in a minute, but his current deal, he's rumoured to be on about 1,800 to 2 grand a week. They've offered 8 grand plus bonuses and add-ons. He was a key player for us last season, especially towards the end. You know, he started the last 8 games, put in a few great performances, man-of-the-match performances. Listen, with Declan Rice, yes, he does deserve a better contract. But what we've got to remember is he's 19 years old. I mean, I see some people on Twitter today saying he should be getting 40, 50 grand a week. Look, we see what happened with Reece Oxford. He was a good player. Me personally, I think Declan Rice is a much better player than Reece Oxford. That's just my opinion. I think he's a future West Ham captain. He's got a big future in the game. But when they're talking 50 grand, you know, you see what happened. You've seen what has happened with young players, not only at West Ham, at other clubs, Man City, Chelsea, for instance. They get these big contracts, and then it goes to their head. And I don't think Declan Rice is that sort of player, but I just hope that he hasn't got someone in his ear, like an agent, saying, no, we'll hold out for more, because big clubs now will see this story and they'll be sniffing around. Don't forget, we actually got it from Chelsea. Chelsea released him, we picked him up. So there'll be bigger clubs sniffing around, but let's hope. I mean, Declan Rice looks happy at West Ham, and like I said, he does deserve a better contract. I mean, match what Reece Oxford's on. Give him 20 grand a week plus bonuses and and add-ons, and then the year after, depending on appearances and if he is a regular first team starter, then offer him a new one. You know, every season look to improve these. We've done it with Diafra Sakho how many times? He got about 1,800 new contracts and pay rises while he was at West Ham. But like I said, look, he has got a big future at West Ham, and I hope that they can get this sorted, and I hope Declan Rice can get this sorted as well with the club sooner rather than later. We know he's an international player now, Republic of Ireland international. He got man of the match again the other night. He's made 3 appearances from him. I think he's got man of the match twice. So it'll be a big player for West Ham over the years. Like I said, he's got the potential to be a future captain, not only for West Ham, but for Republic of Ireland as well. So let's just hope that the board sit down with him, pay him what he's worth, but don't overpay him. Don't overpay him. So yeah, look, they're the 2 main stories that I've seen today. As always, give me your thoughts on Felipe Anderson. Do you think we've got any chance of getting him? Do you want to see him at West Ham, or do you think that money should be spent on another player? And of course, Declan Rice. Give me your thoughts on him. Sorry, you know, his contract situation. You know, we signed Ryan Fredericks the other day on a free transfer from Fulham. I think that's a great bit of business. Some people are not happy with it. I think he's got the potential to be an England right back. You know, he's a great player. I got criticised for saying he's a great player, so I'll word this right. He's a decent player with a lot of potential, and I think that West Ham have got a fantastic deal, because if we was to go and sign him from Fulham and he had a contract, you're looking at about 15, 20, maybe 25 million for him. So it's a great deal for West Ham. One thing I do want to quickly mention before I go, as you know, some of you may know, me, Nicky and Dan went to Rome for the West Ham versus Lazio Legends game. We've got Dan, bless him, he's working hard to get all the videos all the videos we took put together to make a great bit of content. But honestly, me personally, and I know I'll speak for the boys here, it was one of the best experiences of my life. It's probably the closest experience to being a professional football player without actually playing the game. You know, flying with the players, same hotel, eating with them, having a few drinks and a laugh with them. On match day, we got a coach to the stadium, police escorted through Rome, into the stadium, into the changing room, you know, onto the pitch, sat in the dugouts during the game. We had Brian Deere, West Ham legend, as the manager, giving the team talk. Yeah, you know, and the boys done really well during the game. You know, I met some Lazio legends as well, Kazaragi, Peruzzi, Inzaghi was there. It was an unbelievable experience. The Lazio fans were so unbelievable as well. I mean, you'll see it in the videos that there was a ladies game before, Lazio ladies versus another Italian team, and there was like 20, 30,000 there for it. And they had the flares, the flags, the noise going. And when the game kicked off, I mean, I walked out the tunnel behind the players, filming them as they walked up the stairs. And I remember, like, in the tunnel before, that was for me my favourite bit, because you could hear Bubbles playing and the Lazio fans were singing it and the players were singing it in the tunnel. And as I walked up the steps, the noise, and it's like I said, it's the closest experience I'm going to get to feeling what it's like to be a professional football player for a day. And then afterwards, we all went out for something to eat, a few drinks, and it was a great trip and great to meet so many great people, not only the players, but West Ham fans that travelled and Lazio players as well. And talking about Lazio fans, as I said earlier, they was talking about Felipe Anderson, and they really rave about him. And if there was one club that they wished he could join, it would be West Ham. So look, as always, keep subscribing to our channel. We're flying at the moment. We've got so much content coming up. Me and Nicky are going away for the weekend to Bournemouth for a mate's birthday. So Dan and Scott will be keeping you up to date with all the transfers. Any news that breaks, I'm sure me and Nicky might do a little video, but Dan and Scott will be looking after it. So yeah, I'll leave that there. Thank you so much for watching this video. Come on, you Irons!